Hey kindergarten, Mrs. Ash here. Welcome back to art. And I just wanted to say to start off this lesson that so many of you guys turned in your dot day pictures. They were super cool. I can't wait to put them all together to show everybody all the different work that we've received and how all of them look so different. But I know I had told you that you did not need to submit it. Because I wanted to kind of figure out how we were going to do that process. And so the details have been pretty ironed out now. And so every single week you are going to get a video lesson from me, just like this one and just like the one you got last week. So when you click on the art class underneath your name, so like you got to this one, you're going to click on your name in Seesaw, and then you'll see a little drop down, and it'll say art with Mrs. Ash or library, and it'll continue all the way down to all your specials. You'll click on art and then go over to the activities. You'll click on my activity for the week, and then when you go to submit it, there's a little button that says add response. That's all you have to do. You're going to take a picture of your work, and then you're going to add that as your response to the activity. And so that's how I will know that you did your art activity that day. And then I'm able to look at it and then mark it down that you did it, and then also give you feedback on your work. So I know that all sounds kind of confusing. I know you've been using it with your classroom teacher too. So if anybody does have a question, please email me and I can walk anyone through that, because all of this is so new to me and to you. So, okay, so today for art class, we are going to be creating some more pictures. We're gonna read a book, and the book is called Art by Patrick McDonnell. And it's funny because in the book, the little boy's name is Art, and they're also talking about him making art. So Art is a short name for Arthur, like a nickname. So we're gonna read that, and then we are going to create some art together. Okay, here is the book, Art by Patrick McDonnell. This is Art. Remember I told you his name was Art. And this is his art. Art and his art. Can you tell them apart? He's hiding in his art. When Art is in play, get out of Art's way. He zigs, he zags, he really gets wired. There's no stopping Art when Art is inspired. Look at all those lines. He scribbles. He draws scribbles that squiggle. Dots, red, yellow, and blue. Splotches with blotches. And the curliest Q. Look at this big line. Art stares at the paper and uses his noodle to conjure up a perfect doodle. And doodles need houses, trees, and cool cars, a dog, a moon, and a billion bright stars. Art draws and draws till he flops in a heap, and among his creations he falls fast asleep. Now let's be quiet to try something we've heard. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Look at Art's drawing. And when he awakes a little bit later, Art sees his art on the refrigerator. Held there by magnets, stars, and a heart, put there by Mother, 'cause Mother loves art. That's a good one. Thanks for listening. All right, Kinder, so I hope you liked that book about art, making art. And did you see how he used all different types of things like color and different lines? And I saw dots for different shapes and lots of texture texture all over him. All the things that Art used in his work are things that make up art. And so we have 6 different units to talk about this year. 6 different things that make up art. And so we're going to talk about each one of those for a month throughout the year, okay? And so that'll kind of guide us through our whole year. And the very first one that we talk about is line. Okay, and those things that we talk about, they're called the elements of art. And that just means they're the things that make up all of our art. So kind of like if you were making a pizza, the things that make up the art or the pizza are what? What do we need? Okay, I know we need the dough. We need the tomato sauce. We need the cheese and then the toppings, right? So those are the elements of the pizza. And for art, the elements of art are line, shape, space, color, texture, and form. And the one we're going to start with is line, okay? And you'll find lines in pretty much every part of life and every art project too. So if we look up at our board, it says up here, "Hi, kindergarten." And then I have a question. It says, how can we use lines in our art? So we now are going to make a piece of art that starts off using lines. And we're going to use lines throughout the whole year. But this is our first project talking about line. And we're going to learn about all different types of lines, the names of the straight lines, and all different types of line quality. But today we're just kind of going to use our line to get started. So the first thing I want you to do is get a piece of paper. It can be the back of a worksheet. It can be a plain piece of paper, whatever you have. And then I want you to get a black crayon if you have one. If you don't have one, see if you have a black marker. If you don't have one of those, then get any color that you do have. Okay, let me grab one. Okay, so I have a black marker and I have a black crayon. I'm going to use the black marker just so you can see it better on my paper, but a black crayon would be really good too. So we are going to be making a flower today, okay? And so we're going to start off the flower with a big center of the flower, and I'm going to use a line, and I'm going to have the line go on a journey, round, and back to the beginning, okay? And I'm going to create a shape with my line. So here we go. Let's see. I'm so nervous. Okay. Do it? All right, here we go, Mrs. Ash. So I'm gonna start here and I'm gonna make a line, I'm gonna make a line, I'm gonna make a line, I'm going around, I'm going around, I'm going around, and stop! Oh my goodness. Okay, I made my line into a circle. Started my line here, went all the way around into a circle. Now, my Sharpie was kind of fading on me, so I'm gonna go over it. Oh, this one's kind of fading on me too. Come on. All right, I'm gonna grab one more. All right, do you think 3rd time's the charm? Let's see, are you a good Sharpie? Yes, you are. All right, so I have the center of my flower. Now I'm gonna create petals like all of these kids did. So our petal is just gonna be another line that starts on my circle, goes up, over, and back down. Like a rainbow line. Woo, whoop, woo, whoop. Okay, ready? I'm gonna start on the center of my flower and I'm gonna go up, and back. Now I'm gonna start over here. Up, back. Up, and back. This one's kind of going down because I'm on the bottom of my picture here. Starting here, go around and up. Oh, that looks like a letter. Does anybody know what letter that looks like? A capital U. Yes, it does. Okay. And over, boop, touch my circle. Now you can see here, this friend didn't have a lot of room. If you don't have a lot of room at the bottom of your picture, make little tiny petals. Or you could have your petals go off the page. This friend had theirs go way off the page. This is a really close up version of that flower. This friend has big ones and small ones, so it doesn't really matter. We're just practicing lines today. If it doesn't look like a flower, it's all good. Okay. I'm gonna start over here. I'm gonna go up, over, and back. This line kind of looks like another letter. That looks like a C. Okay. Now up here, I definitely won't have room for the top of my flower. So I can either go off the page or I can smush my petal down. I'll do both. One that's smushed and one that's teeny. Let's see. Here's a teeny little flower petal. This one I'm gonna do off the page. So I'm pretending that the petal's up there, and I'm gonna pretend it comes down and it's back. Don't really draw off the page or your parents would not be happy with me. And I think I have room for one little more petal there. Look how cool this is. I got a huge big line in the middle that it turned into a circle and all of these lines around. So now that we're done making our flower, now it's time to fill it in with color. So if you have crayons or markers, or if you have paint, you could use whatever you wanted to fill in your flower. I have used crayons before, I've used paint before for this, so use what you're allowed to use at your house. Don't just go get the paint out and start willy-nilly painting. You're gonna have to definitely ask your family. So we could fill it in with crayons. Maybe I'll do every other. Oh, this one. Yeah, this one. Sawyer did this one, a student a long time ago, and they did every other color. Purple, orange, you could try that. You could fill them in all different colors like this kid did. This one didn't even fill it in yet. So what I'm gonna do, because I know you don't want to watch me color this in for forever, Mrs. Ash, I am gonna first put my name on the front, because we have to sign our art. Our name is part of our art. Artists always sign their art. Okay, I'm gonna put my name right down here. If you can't write your name yet, that's okay. Maybe you could get someone in your family to help you write your name. Mrs. Ash. Okay? But anyway, I know you didn't want to watch me color this whole thing in, so I will color it in and I'll speed it up for you so that you don't have to watch the whole long process of me coloring it in. I think I'm gonna color my petals all different colors because I love a bright, colorful piece of art. What about the background? That's anywhere that the art is not. Do you need to color that in today? No, we might save that for next week, okay? Talking a little bit about what we can add to this picture. So for right now, all we're gonna do is color in the flower and put our name on it, okay? So we've made our lines, we're gonna color it in, we have our name on the front, and then you can click add response and submit it to me so that I can see your work for this week. And then next week we might bring this paper back and add a background to it and add some more lines, okay? But I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet. All right, so you get started making your lines. I'm gonna get started on coloring my Alrighty, kindergarten, I finished up my flower picture and I decided to go with lots of colors. This is a unrealistic flower, right? Usually the petals on a flower would all be the same color, but I didn't want to make mine like that. So I'm excited to see how you chose to make your flower. Maybe you made lots of little ones on the picture, or maybe you made one big one like me. Remember, our art does not all have to look the same. So I will be looking forward to seeing your picture. Make sure you click the add response button, take a picture of your work and send it to me. And then I'll get to look at it. Before we go, let's look at our question of the day and see if we can answer it. How can we use lines in our art? So if we look at this specific picture, we used line in our art to create our subject or our picture. So today we used lines to create our flower, and we're going to use lines to create things all year. So really good job on our first project, and I will see those in a little bit.